Lo siento, hermano. Siento haberte metido en esto. Solo quería que todo fuera como antes.
Well, I think that's why it's relevant, why that part of the story holds relevance, particularly in the States. But at the core of it is a guy with a huge need, and it's not necessarily about the healthcare system, but it's about a need that he doesn't have the means I'm working off the terminology, but he has the need, but he doesn't have the means, and so that's really what the basis of it is. But I don't think it's a secret that people struggle with healthcare, and with being able to afford healthcare, and that's a tragic situation.
I think even in a scenario where there is public health care, I think there are so many complications and people are struggling. I think it's a movie about someone who is pushed to their edge, in more ways than one. Someone who's given themselves to their country and, to an idea. And, there are so many systemic issues that don't allow them to be rewarded in the way that they should. And so his character is, I would say, forced to make a decision. That's a very complicated moral one.
Ese es mi hermano Will.
Necesito ayuda. Mi mujer tiene que operarse. Así es la vida real.
¿Cómo es posible? Te jugaste la vida por este país, dejaste a tu familia, tu hogar. ¿Cuánto necesitas?
230.000.
¿Y si fuera más?
There was a day where we shot a lot on the streets, on the open streets. The camera in the car and, Michael operating, but I was in the passenger seat and Yahya was driving. It's a very small space. And so at some point the light was perfect and we couldn't really move fast enough. So Michael just handed the camera over to me to shoot Yahya. And that was basically like what happened.
32 millones. Necesito a alguien más.
Yo venía por un préstamo.
¿Alguna vez te he metido en algo y te he dejado colgado? Es hora de que hagas algo por tu familia. ¿Qué desea, agente? Estamos con un traslado.
Oiga,
denos 20 minutos.
Será rápido, me he escapado del trabajo. Le prometo que no robaré el banco.
Oh, ¿de verdad? ¿Porque me dejaría sin trabajo? Vale, está bien, está bien.
If that is the criteria for being a director, then I don't want to think how many people could direct. I've grown up in a family of storytellers, and it's a language, that I was born into, visual language and communicating in that way. So to me, I would, at some point in my life, I think I would like to try and express myself as a filmmaker, but for the moment, one of the things I know as an actor is that we are there to service the filmmaker we are hired by. And that's what I am focused on.
¡No! ¡Ah!
Vámonos, Dani.
Van a tener una gran anécdota que contar esta noche. ¡Fuera! ¡No disparéis a ningún pony! ¡Vamos, vamos, vamos!
Full of energy, super frenetic, really improvisational. Every day, we were improvising in scenes and lines and intentions, and also sometimes in an action sequence, or something was written and then it would completely change, or Michael would have an idea and all of a sudden you're doing something crazy. But because he has such great department heads around him and a team, he's able to move with that kind of agility. So every day was sort of a journey into the unknown.
Bloqueadlo todo. Que no salga nadie.
Yeah, I was a fan of his work. I was a fan of Bad Boys. For me, it was Bad Boys and Transformers. And I loved Bad Boys. Like, I loved that movie a lot. And I was a fan of the things that he did, and I was curious about what this one would feel like. what I did enjoy about this one was that it was more contained than a lot of his larger work, and that's where I saw the opportunities for myself. You know, what took place inside of the ambulance, the more intimate moments. You know, the brotherhood. That's what I was attracted to in this project.
Estamos intentando salvarte.
¡No!
¡Ni te muevas!
Te crees muy duro con esa arma.
No, Dani, tranquilo.
Yeah, I do think that every filmmaker is engaged in a discourse, you know, hopefully, but yes, his is very sort of, sometimes very intensely American in a way, though I think not necessarily, because I think there are so many different varying opinions, thankfully, in America, but I think he is communicating something about our systems in this. And where we have all felt, I think, there are real issues within them, issues that leave a lot of individuals in profoundly difficult positions. And that feels very, not just American, that feels very global. And so though it may be in the American context, I think it's actually very human, trying to work on fixing our systems.
Dani, todos sabemos lo peligroso que eres.
¿Ah, sí? ¡Saque sus helicópteros de aquí ahora mismo!
Te voy a llevar a casa, hermanito. Saldremos de esta.